Previously on Reintarnation, our heroes leveled up! The party had a group huddle to discuss what they would do about Errolith's plan to harvest the Ankeg Queen. They concluded that the two parties would work together, but perhaps in a not-so-murdery way. They all made camp for the night, bathed in the light of the underground mushrooms. We saw flashes of each party member's pasts. Hex meeting up with Kale and Vu with an ominous message. Mavis's final interaction with his childhood friend Lilith. Leah learning how to become a ranger, and Belle discovering a secret that her father was keeping from her. Our heroes navigated out of the tunnels, observing layers of sediment and patterns in the caves. They broke down a wall and reached the surface of affliction. But what awaits our heroes? What new dangers and mysteries will they face? Find out right now on Reintarnation.
Yeah.
Yay!
Amazing. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Reintarnation. I'm still Tyler. This is still everybody else.
Yeah.
Kate, Sebastian, Sage,
Hello.
Bella. We've got everybody here. Very, very excited to have another session. Welcome to the beginning of Arc 2. We are going to start, as we always do, with fun facts. This week, we are going to start with Mavis. Mavis, do you have a fun fact about yourself for us?
Do I ever? Mavis likes to experiment with different looks and things, and this all kind of started from finding like weird bugs or weird like different dyes when they were younger, and just kind of like, I don't know, like started just putting stuff together to see like if it would be a cool thing to like put on. Also found out how he was allergic to a lot of really random stuff, but it was a really cool, like fun little experiment. And so he uses that to this day to like help with disguises and whatnot.
I love that. That's amazing. Thank you, Mavis. You are on the back of the queue. Hex, you are up next. Do you have a fun fact about yourself for us?
Yes, Hex learned how to speak Infernal from Kale. So very rare for a man such as Hex to know the Infernal tongue. But that's where he knows it, and that's where he learned it from.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Can I quickly ask how you spell Kale? Because I keep writing in my notes.
It's like kale.
Okay, great. Because I keep writing kale, and then I look in my notes, and I'm like, what the heck is kale? And
Yeah,
then
but
I
with an
remember.
accent aigu on the E.
Okay, perfect. That makes so much
Very
sense.
French
Thank you.
today.
Yeah. Je suis très French.
Je suis kale.
Huh?
Call me X.
I love it.
It's a French joke because the H is silent.
Great. Yeah.
Me not knowing anything, I'm just all I hear is like, like in my head.
My years
That's
of
cool.
French are coming into play here. Understand.
Incredible. Thank you, Hex.
Duolingo has
You're
not
welcome.
prepared me for this, but I'm ready.
Belle, you are next. Do you have a fun fact about yourself for us?
I do, and it's actually a follow-up. I've been telling a story with my fun facts over the last few episodes. If you haven't noticed, that's okay, but
I've noticed.
is it. Oh my god. Okay, so last episode I confessed that I made counterfeit Krunloe coins, but I didn't want you to think that I am a rascal or whatever.
Fraud.
A fraud, a fraudster, a trickster. So I thought it was important to tell you the rest of the story, which is that after figuring out that I could make counterfeit Krunloe coins, I suddenly very quickly felt super bad about the dishonesty in that. And so I didn't want to stop making them because I was really good at making the Krunloe coins, but like way prettier. So I took all of the real Krunloe coins out of circulation and replaced them with my new and improved, prettier Krunloe coins, but only the exact same amount. So hidden in my room somewhere is a stash of the original Krunloe coins that have been completely, I hope no one finds them because it's a little embarrassing, but it is 1-to-1. The amount in circulation is exactly the same as what the original amount was. They're just prettier.
Nice. That's great. Thank you, Belle. Thank you. That was really nice. Last but not least, Leah, do you have a fun fact about yourself for us?
Hi, I guess I do. So, oh yeah, I know what it is. Leah, I came up with this beforehand, but for some reason, as soon as I'm up here, I'm like, what is it? Okay, so Leah doesn't really like desserts. Okay, she's not a very sweet person. The only thing that she likes are oatmeal raisin cookies, and she'll eat those like all the time because they're like kind of not like sweet. Like she doesn't like chocolate. So yeah.
Nice. That's cool. All right.
That's wild.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I myself am allergic to chocolate, so.
Oh,
Are you?
Okay.
Oh,
wow.
good.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my
I won't break out to like hives or anaphylactic shock, but like I do like I sneeze every time I have it. My throat gets really itchy, and sometimes
yeah.
I do break out in a rash.
Yeah,
Right.
that's yeah.
Yeah.
You write that down for future reference.
Damn. Wow. All right. Well, yeah. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah. Well, great fun facts, everybody. We are going to open up exactly where we left off with our party beginning to enter the thoroughfare. So the thoroughfare right now, I would say it's about early pre-noon. I'd say maybe 11 a.m., 10:30. The thoroughfare is bustling as always. There are people wheeling goods about. There are several carts that Leah and Belle you recognize as carts full of vegetables, products from the Grove, that are being distributed to various establishments, the Soul Star being one, Al's being another, several other smaller food carts that have deals that purchase these goods. And I believe 3 of you are going off to the Soul Star, or I guess all of you are at the Soul Star to get some snacks before Hex, you go off to meet with Kale and Vu, and the rest of you go to
My house.
Krunloe. Yes, to your house. I'm going to say, let's see, let's pull Aerolith up there with you all, and Celia is with you as well.
Aerolith Mendelonin.
Yes, very nice. And we'll put Bill there as well. Make him a little bigger. There we go.
I love Bill.
So
Me too.
So the 4 of you plus Bill plus Aerolith plus Celia are at the Soul Star. You are snacking on what snacks would you like to get?
One of each.
One of each. Great.
Oh my God,
Great.
when?
Yeah.
Can I order one of each, please?
Yeah, Belle comes back
and I want to do
with-
it really smoothly.
like a huge there's a human sitting behind a counter, and you say one of each, and he just slowly turns and looks at the sign behind him, which has like 24 different
I haven't looked at it at all.
food items, and he says that'll be 50 gold.
Oh, how much
Holy
gold do I
shit.
have? Sorry, just double checking. I have half of that. One
Nice.
half of one of each.
He says I can give you half of each.
You
Perfect.
spend all your gold on snacks?
Yeah, we're going home. What am I gonna need it between here and home?
Holy shit. Yeah, so you get all of
Are we like right next to my house? What?
yeah.
Oh,
No,
you're gonna
that's
get
true.
more gold at your home?
Yeah, of course.
This is Sebastian, by the way.
I think if Hex were listening, it would probably also be Hex.
It might also be Hex, but Hex is not. I don't know if Hex is even in this scene.
Oh my
I'm so sorry.
I asked my dad for money before we left for snacks and stuff, and I haven't even had a chance to spend it, so I better spend
My
it.
bad. I am the
So
worst.
again, I know about
yes-ander of all
economics.
time.
If I get an allowance for snacks for my first adventure, and then I come home and I still have all of that money, do you think that I'm going to be granted another allowance? No. My father will say, "Oh, if you didn't need all that money, then I guess I don't have to give you more money. You have to spend money to keep getting your allowance." That's economics, baby.
You went to like the U.S. military school of economics.
Holy shit.
Krunloe coins work.
Oh my gosh! Wait.
Holy shit. Okay, yeah. So
It does translate. It's kind of wild.
Wait, what happened?
No, the U.S. military. Sorry, go for it.
This is how budgeting works. Like corporate.
I was like, you're right. You do
budget
have to
and all.
spend it in order to continue getting more. That's bonkers. I forgot about that. Sorry.
Anyways, I have 0 gold now.
Yeah.
And a ton of food.
All right, yeah. So yeah, you come back. You see Belle come back with a very large tray full of different kinds of snacks, and you put it on the table. And Aerolith looks down at it and then looks back up, and she like sniffs the tray and she just kind of leans back in her chair. Celia obviously doesn't eat, and neither does Bill. But the rest of you can eat.
I forgot about our 2 people who won't. It's fine. Bill can carry the rest back home if we don't
Wait.
finish it.
Don't worry, I
Where
got
are the
this.
rest of the group?
What?
Again, where's the rest of the group again?
So, Turris and Sir Pillingham Quick Pickles and Isong Day had stayed behind to
That's right.
guard the,
Okay.
the new tunnel
Yep.
from
Okay.
other
The
people,
new
other
tunnel.
adventurers.
Secret.
Yeah.
The old
The
new tunnel.
nude tunnel?
The secret. The nude.
No, the yeah.
Well,
Yes, they're there.
Yep.
Sorry.
Full mom
fully
team.
new.
Fully. They are guarding the tunnel.
Quick Pickles and Esong Day.
Yep.
Hanging out.
And Turris, the 3 of them just chilling.
Nude.
So, yeah, so you grab your snacks. Hex, do you want to do anything, say anything before you go?
Have some snacks with us before you go. You
No,
look
that's
hungry.
no, that's quite all right. I think
No,
I
you
think
should
the
have a
sooner-
snack before you go.
no. The sooner I go, I think the sooner I'll meet you back at the keep.
Okay, well then just really quickly, and I want to run up to the counter and ask if they have a little bag, just like a little paper bag or something like that. A little sack.
Yeah, we got animal skin. You just wrap it up.
Sure, perfect.
All
That
right.
sounds super resourceful. I'm going to
Take
take
this
that and
flap.
quickly bundle a couple snacks in and give it to Hex. I am forcefully.
Amazing.
Hex receives them. Thank you very much, Belle.
Okay, be safe, please.
I will. I think I'll be all right. I
You're
think
one
that
who can get into trouble. Don't make that face at me. Okay, bye.
Whoa, okay. Max, very flustered, just turns on his heel and leaves, I think.
Ugh, sorry.
What was in the sack that you gave me?
I grabbed whatever the least liquidy items were. Just
And
'cause I don't want them
what
to make a
might they
mess.
be?
That's a great question. I ordered one of each, so I don't know what I have.
Tyler, what do I have in
Well-
my...
You want me to
I
tell
just
you, or
need-
Belle, do you want to do it?
I don't
Tyler,
even know.
tell me what's in my sack.
Yeah, Tyler, help.
What's in your sack? Well, Sebastian, that's a
Oh,
loaded question,
God.
I guess.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, okay. So, how many snacks did you give him, Belle?
Two, I
Like
think,
3 of
Three?
the items, but I strategically grabbed the most solid, least liquid items
Okay,
for
okay.
the sake of traveling.
Yeah. So there is some onkeg jerky. You get the feeling, looking at it, that it's from it's from a thorax, which is
Okay.
it's not bad. It's not a bad part of the onkeg. It would have been better if you had it from the tail or from the head, but
Okay.
thorax jerky is pretty good too. There is some dried persimmon. That looks really nice, and some nuts, some walnuts.
Great. Can I just kind of get a little, as I leave, can I just get a little insight check on the people who are not in my party? I just want to see what their reaction to me leaving is. I just want to make sure that they're not thinking any funny business while I'm gone. You know what I mean?
Funny business.
I just want to see if I pick anything up off of
Yeah. Roll me an insight, please.
13.
13, and you're trying to just get a vibe check on Aerolith and Celia? And Bill?
Mostly Aerolith. Not Bill.
Okay. No, Bill's in the party, I guess, yeah. No, you're right.
Bill likes us.
Yeah, so,
If Bill ever betrays me, I'll stop playing D&D forever.
Okay, well,
I
gotta
usually
hear
want to
first,
say that to
folks.
Tyler, just making sure you're comfortable saying that. Because I've existed
I'm letting
in
him know the
campaigns where I've
consequences
formed
of his
bonds with
potential
people,
future actions.
and I've felt those consequences before. So.
Yeah, no, we've had
Anyways.
betrayals in past campaigns, but that's fine. So, so Aerolith,
Bill would
she's looking at you as you leave, and you notice that she's like kind of cocked her head to the side, and she's kind of looking around. She's trying to look at your cloak as you get up to go, but you are facing in such a way that your cloak is facing away from her, and you notice that she's just constantly moving in her chair, trying to get a view of that cloak.
Okay. The re-dirtied cloak. Okay.
The re-dirtied cloak, yeah.
I think I'm gonna just stay very, tight-lipped, and I'll leave. I think I'm just gonna head out.
Okay. Hex backs away from the table and walks out of the room.
Does he back out of the? But is he walking backwards the whole way out?
If you
Yeah,
don't
I
want
moonwalk
Aerolith to see your if you don't want Aerolith to see your cloak, then you have to back out the whole way.
I don't mind her seeing my cloak since it's dirty, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
sure.
true. Yeah.
So I guess I'll take a few steps back. I notice that she's trying to like see the cloak, and I'll just turn on my heel and swish it around.
Okay.
Let her
Wait,
see
you
it.
took your cloak back? I thought
no, I
you gave it
didn't.
back to me after we
Oh,
re-dirtied.
we re-dirtied
Oh,
it, and I gave
shit.
it back to you. Yeah, you're right. I don't
That's
have
my
my
bad.
cloak.
Do you want to take your cloak back before you go?
You can take it during this exchange.
Well, we needed the cloak to hide you. We don't need to hide you
but now we
anymore.
don't anymore. Yeah.
Okay,
so you can totally. It totally makes sense for you
So
to
then
have it back.
can we just retcon some things very momentarily?
Sure.
So like when you give me the sack, of
I'll also give you the
goodies,
cloak.
Yeah, I'll say thank you, but it's not really what I want. I think I might need my cloak.
You're taking the snacks, and here's your cloak.
Thank you. And I'll whip it around my shoulders. I'll look inside the bag. I'll see some jerky, and I'll like, without trying to not let Belle see, I'll like sneak the on-keg jerky in. Take a bite as I like back out.
I'd like to know if I see that.
Roll me a perception check.
Thank you.
And Hex, I'll say, as you're backing up, Bill stands, but then he looks at Belle, and then he looks at Hex, and then he looks at Belle, and then he looks at Hex, and he looks
and
at
I see this?
Belle. Yeah.
I go, Bill, you with me? And then I'll turn and leave. On that, I'll turn my cloak.
Nice. You hear
Turn on my
affirmative. And Bill, he follows after Hex.
I'm pretty sure I do not see you eat that food, so I'm gonna be worried about you.
Yeah, you definitely don't. So we then we'll get to Hex. We'll get to you in a little bit. We kind of pan back to the table with the remaining three of you, with Aerolith and Celia. Leah, would you roll me a perception, please, or a nature? I'd accept either.
Okay, well my nature checks don't go really well, even though I'm +3 on them. So we're gonna try perception.
Alright, 13. That ain't
yeah.
bad. So you notice that Celia has been looking a little like dry lately. Like a plant that hasn't been watered in a bit.
Uh-huh.
And I'll say you flicker your green sight just very briefly, and you notice that the pink light is not as vibrant.
Oh, okay.
Nor is the green light around her. It's just not as vibrant as it was.
Okay.
And Aerolith, she closes the book that she was reading, puts it in her backpack, and she says, I think it's time we'd leave. Yes? We've had our snacks, and now we may...
We just sat
Proceed.
down.
We have not had our snacks, and also we have some preparing to do. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. First of all, I'd like to just, like, I want to take it all. Y'all feel free to keep snacking. This is my project.
I sure will.
Okay. I want to just like I want to take a look at Aerolith, and then I want to do like a walk around in a circle and just take it all in. I want to get a vibe check. The things that I'm looking for are like, what does her outfit look like? What's her posture like? How does she like hold her face while in a neutral position? Does she look friendly? Does she look unfriendly? Let's get notes on the physical presence that she presents.
So, Aerolith has what many would call resting piss off face.
Yep.
So, yeah, Aerolith, she looks like she is just never having a good time. Her posture is hunched, no doubt from looking at just constantly having her nose in her books all the time. Her clothing it looks old, but well taken care of, but worn. Definitely worn a lot. And most of her possessions, she doesn't have like an explorer's pack or anything like that. Seems like she has a spell component like utility belt at her hips, and one of those components, one of those like pouches, is significantly larger than the others. It seems like that's for food. You notice that occasionally she'll just, as she's reading, you've just noticed it in your travels with her, that as she reads, she has a habit of reaching into the pouch and snacking on stuff. And the most prominent thing that she owns is her backpack full of books.
Okay.
And her holster, it looks like a big rectangular holster that has her spellbook.
Huge. Okay. I want to do my circle. I want to come back in front. I really think my father's going to like you. Daddy always loves people who look studious and prepared and dedicated to their work and their passions, and everything about you shows dedication. I think what's going to work best for us is if we tag team our conversation or maybe presentation with my father, because he loves an organized plan, and he loves people, again, who are dedicated and with a vision. However, he also, if we're just being completely honest, he likes, how do I put this? He, like me and many of us, really appreciates a well-placed compliment, is what I'll say. And I think what we're going to need to do is balance our proposal, our pitch, if you will, with you absolutely have the details covered, but I can help make things a little smoother, a little lighter, a little bit more fun, sneak in some compliments to my father, and I really think this is going to go great. We're going to have a super successful conversation, and it'll be such a productive day, and everyone will get along a lot. Also, a reminder, every now and then, this is something that I've learned, and I'm still learning. Sometimes it's good to take pauses when we are having conversations or presenting ideas to people. And really, in those moments, soften our faces, take a deep breath, and be open to other people's comments and ideas. And maybe I'm just giving this piece of advice to myself, but if it resonates with you, then you could use this piece of advice too. But basically, I think that we should practice. So what's the plan, buddy? What do we want to say to my dad?
I would be telling your father that there is a host of opportunity beneath the ground that he...
Opportunity.
Yes, opportunity beneath
he loves
the
that
ground,
word.
in the tunnels, that there is a queen Ankheg that must be slain, And when the new queen is formed, we will capture her. And we shall control all Ankeg, ideally beneath the city.
Okay. I think this is going to go great. You have such a solid plan already, and my dad is really going to appreciate that. His complaint to me is often that I'll come up with ideas to him without a plan, and he always says, you know, come back with a plan. So we won't have to worry about that feedback because we've got a plan. One thing that I do want to consider is who is we in this scenario where you talk about controlling all of the Ankeg? Who's we?
Well, I am the most knowledgeable in the city about these Ankeg. And I suppose the resources that we will require will involve some of your father's legendary automatons.
Perfect. You should definitely say that when you talk to him.
Yes.
The legendary part. Okay, yes. Keep going.
Of course. We will also need the aid of every dungeon delver in the city, and perhaps the constabulary as well. We will need every possible... If we are to claim the queen, one Ankeg is dangerous enough, but the entire population of them, they will defend their queen. We will need every able body to subdue these Ankeg.
Perfect. Okay. This all makes sense, and I think, again, especially with that sneaky little compliment in there, my dad is going to love this idea. He loves helping people and organized effort. Another just question that I was thinking about. What's the plan for controlling the Ankeg, the new queen again? I know we talked about it a little bit, but I'm a little hazy on the details.
She'll be raised in captivity and subject to several dominate monster spells that we will eventually coerce this queen's mind into accepting via imprinting and via arcane enchantment magic, of which I have some significant knowledge. We will control her pheromone secretions, which will then in turn control the Ankeg. We will breed several Ankeg strains and branches of them to essentially be for meat. And some of them will, of course, be functional to aid in the queen's development and find food beneath the ground.
Is that gonna hurt her? The spells and everything?
I don't know. I don't think it quite matters, does it?
Why wouldn't it matter?
The queen is a giant insect.
A living insect that's alive, right?
I suppose we could always modify her memory to forget about the pain. If there is any, of course. Though I suspect if there is resistance, the only time that there is real conflict with mental magic is if there is resistance, and being a newly hatched Ankeg, shan't be much resistance at all.
Okay. So, it shouldn't hurt her.
I highly doubt it.
Well, that's great news. Okay. Alright. I think this is a great plan. I'm liking this a lot. The captivity that you mentioned with the queen, where would that be? And who might control that, or build that, rather?
I suppose we will... Well, there is already a perfect containment area down beneath the tunnels. Where this old queen is, we can raise the new one as well.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is good. And again, I think my father's really going to appreciate a well thought out plan. That's one of his favorite things. And don't forget the compliments. Okay. And you're feeling confident in this pitch? We're feeling good? Are you feeling prepared? Any nerves?
I don't believe so. I'm speaking to one human. How difficult can it be?
Yeah, that's what I used to tell myself too, and then. Anyways, I think it'll be great. I think you're gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah. Can I help you in any way other than being there?
I am concerned. There is one area that does concern me, and she looks at Leah and kind of addressing you as well. She says, the Krunloes thirst for control and power. I do worry that Waites Krunloe will attempt to seize this operation from me
That's
and
my
mine.
dad's name, if you hadn't heard. I'll say to Leah.
Oh, I'll be like, yeah, I've met your dad many times.
And she says, I understand that the Grove has become one such property of the Krunloes.
Yeah.
I suppose we will need to negotiate when we reach Keep Krunloe.
What do you mean?
Well, your family is... I'm not exactly sure how they came to be the providers of food for this entire city, but they work for a human.
They work for everyone in the city.
I suppose that's what they're being told. But you and I know that humans, there's always an angle.
You know,
I do not
I can still hear
intend-
you, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, Belle's right there.
I'm a
I
human.
assume you would know this about your father.
Excuse me?
When I had first come to this city, I had offered my services in exchange for comfort and food and a life here. Your father would have none of it.
Oh.
Well, I suppose it wasn't your father, it was your grandfather. It was about 50 years ago.
Well, one thing that my family definitely appreciates is efficiency and everyone having a job. So it's possible that you asked for a job that someone else had, you know? Do you think? Do you think that, maybe?
I think we should go and see your father.
Okay. Yeah.
Mavis, what are you doing?
Just eating away.
Just eating the snacks.
Yeah.
I'm literally just eating and listening.
Iconic.
And it literally just feels like this is tea time. I'm like, oh, okay.
What's the status of
This feels above my pay grade.
Yeah.
Now I'm just munching away.
What's the status of the snack pile?
It's pretty
Yeah.
much gone. There's like a couple crumbles left, but I can just take this to go.
Perfect.
Can I look
Never ready.
over at Celia to see how she's doing since
Sure.
I've seen her? Yeah.
Yeah, so you notice that it seems like Celia, the petals in her hair are dry and falling.
Okay. I want to ask everybody. Hey, I know we're going back to Krunloe Keep. Would it be okay if we took a stop at the Grove as well?
I love the Grove.
I want to see my family again.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
I've never been.
Yeah,
I'd love to see it.
would we mind going first?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
nice. Nice. Yeah, so you, so we're just getting up and going now?
I mean,
You're
I'm
ready?
all done eating snacks.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Perfect.
But yeah, I think we should go to the Grove first.
Nice. Awesome. So you all begin to get up and you go to the Grove. We zoom out from here. Going through the streets, past alleyways, we see people whipping by as we go very quickly until we catch up to a dirty cloak and the person inside of it. We get to Hex. And Hex.
A dirty cloak and a dirty guy.
Dirty cloak and a dirty man. You, we hear, Hex, you hear a ping in your mind, and it is Kale. It is different than the message that you'd heard before, which was you recognize as the sending spell, which has no limit in distance. But he can only use it, he can use it very few times. And this is the message spell, which has a much smaller range, but you know that he's close.
Okay.
And you hear, as you are going to, I'll say Al's.
Okay, what's Al's?
So Al's...
I see it.
Al's
We haven't been to
is-
Al's, though, right?
No, you've not. Al's is the closest thing to an inn that we're going to get in the City of Affliction.
Okay.
There is a... It's specifically for room and board, not food.
Oh.
And you open the door... So you hear in your mind, Boy.
I'm not responding to boy.
You hear... Hex.
Yes, what can I do for you?
He says, we're in second floor of Al's, room 206. Door's unlocked.
On my way. I want to see if I can just climb through the window, just to fuck with him.
Alright, roll me an athletics check.
Yeah, just to... I know the door's unlocked, but I just... she doesn't want to fuck with him. Fuck.
Yikes.
Ooh!
Oh, this is good. Don't you dare try to use inspiration.
man,
I can't wait to see this.
So, Hex, you begin to climb. We see you reach for one part of the wall that crumbles in your hand as your arms pinwheel and you tumble about 5 feet, 6 feet, and land directly on your tuchus, and you...
Do I take damage for that?
No.
Okay.
I won't give you falling damage for that.
Oh, thank goodness.
Just
Okay.
damage to your pride.
Does he notice?
Yeah.
Do they notice that happened, or is it?
I will say
just...
that, yeah, there's like a bunch of people shouting. It's like, oh, there's a man that's falling out of the sky! And you see Kale's head poking out of the window, and he looks down at you, and he just slowly shakes his head and retreats back in through the window.
Be right up. And then I'll go inside and walk up the
Amazing.
stairs.
Great.
Is there anybody
I
at like a
love
reception?
dice. Sorry.
Yes, there is. There is a taller man standing behind the bar. He has his hair is slicked down, straight black hair, about maybe a little below chin length. He has a big mustache. He looks like he's in his mid-60s. He's got a big apron on, a little bit of a gut. He has 2 knives, like butcher knives, at his hip, and his arm is resting on a desk.
He has 2 butcher knives in an establishment that doesn't sell food.
Yeah.
And
Okay, so I clock that.
Yeah, and he says, "Hey."
Hello. I'm just here to see a friend in on the second floor. Do you sell any food here?
Food? No, I can't say that we sell food in this here establishment. This is
So
just
the butcher
an inn.
knives are for what exactly?
He says, well, they're for butchering.
Butchering what exactly?
Mostly, people that try and stay here for free. I give them adequate recompense for their choices.
Understood. And with that, I'll be. Do I recognize him? Do I know this guy? Do I? No, don't recognize him.
Roll me an investigate, please, Hex.
Investigate. Sorry.
Not an instigate.
Instigate.
19 investigation.
Get the light down and everything.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Yeah. So so this guy is definitely Al. of Al's.
Okay.
He seems like he's the owner. A lot of people, when you notice that somebody walks by and they give him a very respectful nod.
Okay.
I'll say with a 19, you notice this guy, so while he does have a bit of a gut, his arms are tree trunks. And
Okay.
he has layers of corded muscle. Those butcher knives have seen a lot of work.
Okay.
You know that sometimes adventurers, delvers will retire and become owners with their money. They're owners of an establishment.
Okay.
This seems like this guy meant business back in the day.
Okay. So I'll start to go up the stairs and then I'll stop and I'll turn back and I say, so, Al, was it?
Yeah.
Al, you ever think about going back down below?
He says, sometimes I think about it, and he rolls up. So he's got about a t-shirt, and he rolls up his sleeves, and you see there are deep scars, and he kind of as he stretches his neck, scars and wounds that probably could have killed somebody. He says, I think about how much I don't want to wind up waking up in Corpse Town someday. Any earlier than the absent god's desire. Sometimes I think about it, but then I think I've got a pretty good place here, wouldn't you say?
I've
Why,
no
are
complaints
you-
so far.
Are you some kind of delver?
No, but I've recently made acquaintance with some delvers, and well, they might need some help. Just let me know if you ever want to go back down below again.
All right, I'll let you know, guy who I just met and don't know his name.
Well, we'll keep it that way. And I think I want to do a purposeful face flash, or maybe I'll just roll for it.
Yeah, but let's roll
I'll
for it.
try to. It's 45 right now.
Yeah, I want to say you're 45 right now. Yeah.
That is where I'm at. So I'll roll. So it does
All right.
flash.
Yep.
Do I go back down to what?
Back
back
down
up.
to
15?
15? 15.
Like
there we go.
next time you have to get under 15.
Yes.
Up,
yeah.
up, yeah, for it to flash.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
you have
then
to
my
get-
face. I'll say we'll keep
I
it that
see.
way, and then my face will flash.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
and his eyebrows shoot up his forehead, and
And I'll head up the stairs to Kale.
yeah, you hear just what the fuck as you walk up the stairs. You open the door, and Kale and Vu are sitting there. They're eating some kind of bread.
Okay, I'll throw the bag of snacks on there and just let him. Well, since you're already eating, use some more. I'll let the jerky and the other stuff kind of, roll out of the bag onto the wherever they're eating. The bed? Are they eating on the bed?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're eating on the bed.
All right,
Sure.
onto the bed then.
Yeah, you toss it.
Crumbs.
They start reaching and eating it. And Kale, he says, "Where in the fuck have you been, boy?"
You're the one that told me to go with them. Let's not forget that. I didn't want to go. You told me to go, if I remember correctly. Now, where I was, there's been a lot that's happened. We went to Krunloe Keep, and I just want to fill them in on everything so the things that I want to fill them in are the going to Krunloe Keep, the library, that specific, because I guess I'll kind of give the context around my message that I sent Kale. So I remember I sent Kale a message about looking up what was it? The last stand
Battle
of
or
Cass
something?
Krunloe.
Yeah, the last stand of Cass Krunloe.
I remember sending him a thing to look that up. A
Yeah.
message.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll give him kind of the context around that, and then I ask him about it. Before I get to that, I'll tell him about going down into Corpse Town, and then our unexpected venture into the depths of where the Ankeg live, meeting the Delvers, and now this whole new Delver plan. And just kind of, after I've told him everything, I'll just be like, so, you find anything on the book, Last Stand of Krunloe, or anything like that?
So I'm going to say Kale and Vu. So actually, I'm going to pull up their human disguises here. So this is Vu's disguise and Kale's disguise. And I'll move these three out of here. So Kale and Vu, this is what they look like when they are in their illusion form. Just a couple of humans. Vu, she says, yeah, actually, we did find some interesting bits of information about the last stand of Waites Krunloe. Turns out, Waites Krunloe was one of the first, he was one of the last sorcerers. Ever since his line, ever since whatever happened to this city, his magic, his descendants, they weren't given access to their magic. It was once every few generations.
Interesting.
Real strange.
Well, I think I've found the next generation of it.
Oh yeah?
Well, yeah, you know the peppy one.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
That fucking... Yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah, don't be too mean, no. But yes, yeah, that one. So... Okay. Waites Krunloe was a sorcerer. Interesting.
Kale, he says, yeah, well, something else we found out is that there are, for fucking sure, very important artifacts and pieces of old magic in their vaults. That's what we concluded.
Well, yes, I mean they have an enormous library.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And it gave me a vision. I mean, I told you about it, but that's
yeah.
I still can't make heads or tails of what it was. Anyway, they're gonna try this absolutely insane Ankeg raid. I'm not exactly sure what they're even calling it, but I'm not sure I can let those kids do it alone.
Well, thing is, if they are doing this fucking raid, Krunloe Keep, that'll be practically undefended, eh? Good opportunity for us to go in, see what they've got. Maybe figure out what's going on with your faces, yeah?
That's always been your thing. My faces flash, and they've been flashing for God knows how long.
Yeah.
I've never been interested in finding out the root of it, but if you think it's a possibility that it could be a Waites Krunloe, or Castle Krunloe, Fort Krunloe, whatever the fuck they call it. Look, I'll just go into the depths and make sure they don't get fucking killed. You raid the keep and see what you can find in the vaults. That sounds like a good plan to me.
So, Kale, he says, it's dangerous?
Dangerous. I reiterate I'll just do it in character. Dangerous. You're talking about a hole as big as a small mansion, and you look down into it, and there's a towering Ankeg surrounded by hundreds. I mean, it took 10 of us, and all of us pretty good warriors to take down one. It's a suicide mission, Kale. I'm honestly, I'm only going just to make sure they don't get killed.
And, so Vu, she takes a couple steps up. She says, who's gonna fucking watch you? Hey?
Oh, I'm gonna try to stop a face flash. 100. Is
Damn.
it
That's
13?
yeah, another big old face
Another
flash,
one.
yeah.
Okay, so let's stay at 15. Okay, so yeah, I get so caught up by that question that like it'll face flash twice, like just kind of
Nice.
just out of embarrassment and kind of like I don't really have a response to it, so I just kind of get nervous in my face flashes.
Yeah. And from here we cut to the gates of Waites Krunloe, where the remainder of the party walks up past the gates. Belle and Leah, the guards, recognize you immediately.
Who are the guards?
Where
Who's there right now?
We were going to the Grove first, right?
We have
Yes,
to go
yeah.
through.
So
Oh,
you have
okay,
to pass the
okay.
gates and then you go up to the grove.
Okay.
The guards are, I guess they're different because it's been like a couple of days.
Okay. It's not still. Who?
Kelly and
Mel?
Yeah, Mel and
Yeah,
Seth.
Seth and Kelly were guards
Seth
at
and
the
Kelly?
house, and Mel was the guard at the bridge. Oh wait,
the
Mel was the
bridge,
guard at
yeah.
the bridge. Never mind. Not
So,
the gate.
yeah,
It was Seth and Kelly at the house.
Seth and Kelly are not the guards this time.
Okay.
This time it's Flandrix and Finnegan. Flandrix and Finnegan.
Cool.
The two of them are standing at attention. They give the Krunloe salute, which is, I'll say, they cross their arms, perfectly balanced hands, to represent the scales. And that is the Krunloe salute. And you walk past them.
No, we don't. I'll do
Oh,
that
you don't?
back,
Okay.
And I'll say, "Hi, how are you guys doing? Everything good?"
So it says, yes. Finnegan, he says, yes, Lady Krunloe. Nothing really to see around here.
Well, there's always something to see, but I guess nothing of note.
Flandrix
is
is like,
good.
I see you, Lady Krunloe.
I see you, Flandrix. It's so good to see you. How's, the family?
Ah, they're good. Baby's
That's so
just
good.
born, and well, we're guarding the gates. Open blue
I love
sky.
when you do that. It's so
Pretty
good.
nice.
Okay. Don't forget to have yummy snacks and stay hydrated and everything.
All right. Who are these people with you?
Oh, these are my friends.
Oh,
We're
okay.
gonna go see Daddy and then also, some other stuff. Just hanging out, friend stuff,
Okay. All right. Well, have a good time. We'll
Yeah,
see you.
you too.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Have fun. Yeah, and okay, great.
Okay, now we
And-
can walk by.
Great, yeah, and you walk by. You walk by the Tower of the Forgotten Gods, and you eventually make it to the Grove. Mavis, this is your first time seeing greenery like this, ever. The first thing that you notice as you walk past, as you get close to the walls of the grove, is the smell. You smell flowers. It smells sweet, and it smells like life. It doesn't smell like dirt. It doesn't smell like sewage. It doesn't smell like sweat and desperation. It smells like peace and tranquility, and that is the first thing that you notice, and then you turn the corner, walking in to this greenery. Lines of perfectly placed trees that all seem to be growing in a perfect symmetrical order next to orchards of viney plants with fruit and vegetables that seem to be growing even as you can see them. There are humans with the Krunloe badge that are harvesting these fruits and vegetables and putting them into baskets. And all the way down in the center of the grove, there is a garden. Leah, you know your way around this place.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that at the center is where your family lives, your parents.
Yes.
Would you like to go there?
Yeah, I want to go see my parents.
Amazing.
While we're walking there,
Yeah.
is it okay if I sneak up and like just give like a little nudge and say to Leah and say, "Hey, buddy, do you want some time, just you and your family? Should I find a cozy little spot with our friends, or should we stick together?"
If I say what I'm about to say, will they hear us? Like behind us? Will
you can
Airless
just-
hear us?
You can take them. You can take Belle aside if you'd like.
Okay.
That's totally fine.
I was like, okay. I talked to Belle. I'm like, okay, I don't want to talk to Airlith about this. I don't know. I don't know why, but I only really trust you with this information. Celia's not doing well. That's the main reason why I want to come here. I do want to see my family, but I really, really want to take Celia to my parents because I feel like that they'll be able to help her. And she's not doing well at all. And she can't vocalize that, but I know she's not doing well. So I do want to take her with me. So if you could take Airlith around.
Absolutely. Yes.
That would
Maybe
be
I can-
amazing.
Ooh, do you think it'll be okay if I give Airlith and I'm gonna say ooh and then try to like ooh because we're whispering.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be okay if I give like Airlith and Mavis a tour?
Yeah, that'd be great. Just make sure if Airlith tries talking about my family like negatively, please shut her up.
Yes. Oh, I'm really good at that. In fact,
Thank you.
I'll just talk the whole time.
It sounds great.
I'm so good at that. Okay, great.
Sounds
plan.
great.
Do you want a high five or?
Or chapstick, the lipstick
Yes,
thing.
chapstick. Oh, we gotta do the chapstick.
Yeah.
Go team.
Incredible.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah,
so
high
you
five.
come back to the rest to Aerolith and Mavis and Celia. And
I'm on the ground though. I'm on the ground. I'm on the ground going like this. I'm just like,
And I'm like,
Like feeling the grass.
Mavis. I don't know if you should be doing.
but it feels so good. It's so
You know
nice
what?
to-
I'll let you do it this one time, but don't let anyone see you do this. Okay.
Okay, just tell them to look away.
They're gonna come over to you, and
Tell
it's not
them to
gonna
look
be
away.
fun.
Tell them to look away.
Okay.
This is so nice. Why would you ever leave here?
You're right, actually. I would like to sit down on the grass
Oh,
next to Mavis.
oh, it's so soft. Oh, it's so nice. Okay.
Amazing.
I am going to like very excitedly say, okay, does anyone want, I'm so excited. I checked with Leah and she said it would be okay. Does anyone want to join me on a little tour of the Grove?
I
It's so
would.
pretty here.
And
Okay,
while she's
incredible.
saying, I'm gonna just I'm like gonna sneak in and put my arm in Celia's and just like hold on to her.
Okay, yeah, that happens. So you link arms with Celia, and Aerolith is like, I would love it if we went to Krunloe Keep and spoke to your father, as we had said we would.
Perfect. Come with me. We're going to do the tour and then we're going to talk to my daddy. Perfect. Let's go. And I'm going to grab Aerolith, and while I'm sitting on the grass, I'm going to pull her down gently, but
Okay.
you know, with purpose, and
Yeah.
then say, okay, this tour starts right here. We are currently sitting on the
And
grass.
as Belle is doing that, I
Just
take
kinda Yeah.
Celia with me. I said,
yeah.
"Come on, let's go. I
So-
have somewhere to take you."
Yeah, so Leah, you take Celia to the center of the grove, where your parents are currently sitting in meditation. And as they are sitting in meditation, you know that this is kind of how they cast their ritual spells. So they don't fully expend all of their magic. They breathe in and they exhale as one. And you notice that as they do that, the plant life around them seems to flourish. And their magic infuses into the ground, which causes the crops to grow. And you notice that as Celia gets closer, some of the petals begin to fill out. And Celia looks at you, her face a mask. But she then looks back at your parents. And as you approach, your father's eyes snap open. And he says, "Oh, Leah! It has been days. We had begun to worry."
Hi, Hi, Dad. Mom and Dad. How are you?
Hello, yes. Where have you been?
Well, remember you told me to go look at that plant, to make sure that nothing was going on with
Yes.
all that stuff. Well, we found a lot more than what we thought we would, so it took a little bit longer than we thought we would. However, we're here now. And also I'd like to introduce you to my new friend Celia. As you can see, she's pretty cool. She needs she's in need of help right now, Dad. And her life is her, I don't know how to say this, her lifeline? I don't know. She's not doing too well, and I thought that you both might be able to help her a little bit more than I could.
So your father, he stands up as Celia comes into view, kind of steps out from behind you. Your father and mother look at each other, and they both stand up immediately, and they walk over to Celia. They each take one of her hands, and they begin whispering to her. And as they do, you notice it sounds like they're speaking in Sylvan.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like leaves crunching underfoot. It sounds like the whoosh, like the rustling of leaves in the wind, trees, branches moving. It sounds like berries being plucked off the vine. And Celia begins to speak back to them. And the three of them are conversing in Sylvan to each other. And your parents look at each other and slowly nod. And they look back at Celia, say a few more words. Celia says something back. And then they help her sit down in the garden. Where you see her dress, which seems to be made of flower petals, begins to take root in the ground. Your father then stands up as your mother is holding Celia's hands and seems to be casting spells with Celia. Your father says, "Leo, how did you find a dryad in your travels? We had told you to investigate fruit and you came back. I thought dryads were extinct here."
You see, like I said, we found a lot more than we thought we would, Dad. It would take hours and hours of me explaining this to you right now. However, I don't really have that time. What I can tell you is that she's very important. And we just need her to get better. That's my number one priority right now.
So he says, "She had told us that her connection to the ley lines is quite weak, and that the ley lines are indeed being corrupted."
Yeah. We found a place where it was completely black.
Where?
Completely.
Where did you find this place?
Where was it? Where on the map was it?
Underground.
We'll be right back, folks.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
underground, I think.
So it was in
in
Corpsetown.
Okay, it was in Corpsetown. It was in
in
the
Corpsetown.
Ankeg cave in Corpsetown. Okay,
So-
I knew it was in a cave, but I just didn't remember where under we were.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'll say that your green sight doesn't exactly pinpoint like areas in space,
Okay.
but kind of in vibe.
Okay.
And the vibe that you got from your green sight, especially because your green sight isn't as trained,
Yeah.
you got the vibe that it was somewhere in Corpsetown. That
Okay.
the corruption, maybe somewhere between Corpsetown and where you were. It's
Okay.
somewhere like around that general area.
Yeah. Okay. It was it was somewhere under Corpsetown. I know we're not supposed to go there. I know it's forbidden. I know all these things. However, that's where that fruit led me, was to there. And we went to go investigate it, and it just was completely black. It was around, y'all know on kegs, right?
Of course.
So we found a lot under there, and I don't know if that has something to do with that or not. I just know it was presented to me, and that's kind of where we're at right now. We
Leah.
just came back from there.
Leah, did you venture beneath into the tunnels?
We did.
Oh. So your
I know.
Your father, he like buries his face in
Dad,
his hands. And says,
I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't have gone, but I was with
Ugh.
people I could trust. I was with Belle. We had a lot of people with us. We had like 8 people.
I have lived for 694 years, and never in my long life has something wounded me so.
I'm so sorry. And I like get down and I like start like kneeling in front of him. I'm like, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to disappoint you.
He says, I had to know that my child, the only elf child in over 100 years.
Well,
Yeah.
I may have met another elf
Oh,
along the way, and she may or may not be here right now.
what was her clan?
Aerolith Mendelonin is
So,
her name?
a Mendelonin.
Yeah.
Oh, they were high elves. They did not associate with us very much in eternity. They were in Derothil to the north.
Yeah.
But however, to have another elf in our presence would be quite a boon.
Well, we can go down and meet her. Belle's taking them around the grove, and my friend Mavis is here too. So you can yeah. So that we can all meet. You can meet all of my friends. They're all here if you guys want to come down. If Celia's ready, of course.
So Celia looks as though your mother is finished casting whatever spell, and he says, "Yes, it seems as though we have rejuvenated this dryad for now. However,
Thank you so much.
Leah, I wish not to cause you the pain that I have just suffered. But I fear that it is grim for your friend.
What do you mean?
Your friend Celia is dying.
What? What do you? Wait, how?
I am sorry. Her connection, tenuous already to the ley lines beneath, has been further corrupted. Understand, Leah, that before the rift had opened, before the affliction, dryads were plentiful. And when the land changed, so too did the dryads' connection to the land. They had been severed. It is a wonder that this dryad is alive at all. We can sustain her for as long as we can, but I fear she does not have long.
How long? I don't know.
Your mother and I had spoken to her, and it seems as though her will has kept her alive this long. She said, all she kept repeating was, "I'm not done yet. There is still work to do." Dryads, they do not think like us. They think in abstracts. I'm not sure what she had meant, but just know that By our estimations, she should have died long ago.
My God.
I'm sorry, my child.
I like Leah's like so like she has like no words. Like she can't even come up with anything. So she's just like, okay. What do you think is the best course of action then? Do we keep her here or do we? I mean, if it's her will that's going on, then she might want to still come with us, and that might be the best thing for her.
Ordinarily, one would think this dryad would be in the grove, but this dryad, she desires to experience as much as she can.
Okay.
She will go with you.
Okay. And can we just keep this between all of us for now? I don't know how the others will react, and honestly, I don't think right now is the best time to tell them.
Of course, my child.
Thank you, Dad.
He cups your face in his hands, and you get the old familiar scent of freshly packed dirt and of like berries.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I am eternally proud of you, my child.
Mm-hmm.
You have brought a great gift to this creature.
Thank you. And like just a single tear goes down her face.
And we kind of zoom past you, past Belle, who's still like, and then over here is this tree, and then kind of zoom past that down to Hex, where Hex, Kale, we cut to like this as Kale like chomps down on some walnuts, and he says, yeah. So then we're thinking that maybe Vu should probably go down with you then, and I'll probably go up and rob him fucking blind. Yeah.
Okay, so hold on, wait. So are we? Is this picking up exactly where we left off in the
Exactly
conversation?
where we left off. Yeah.
Exactly where we left off. Okay.
Yeah. Because, well, I'm telling you right now, we're not letting you go down there alone. All right, you're bloody off your fucking brain if you think that's what we're gonna do. And Vu, she's got more skill with the silver sword, so she'll probably go down there with you, in disguise, of course. And when everyone, when they're gone from the keep, I'll sneak in like I do, and I'll go into the vault, see what's what, scout out the area, take the artifacts, and then we'll meet up here. Slip slop.
Slip slop.
Yeah. Just like old times.
It's call it. It's chip chop.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. It's not just as long as I'm the only person who ever hears you say slip slop again, you'll be okay.
I think it sounds bad to me, but alright.
I think you should know, Vu. It's not just the Ankeg down there. I mean, it's the undead. It's the Church of the Living. It's hell down there. I'm not sure I feel very comfortable putting you at risk.
So Vu, she puts a hand on your shoulder and she says, if you're at risk, we're at risk.
All right. Well, what do I guess this is a weird question to ask, but what do I gauge is the danger of their disguises breaking? Because I feel like, what's the nature of Vu's disguise? And
so
is it like a concentration that could come down during combat?
It's a magic item.
So there's no real danger of her like accidentally becoming okay. All right.
Yeah. Going down to her gift form? No.
All right, fine. I don't like it, but fine. Oh, I'll do this. All right. Well, in order to get into the castle, I know you can sneak, but maybe there might be someone who can help you get in a bit easier. Have you met Bill? I'll call Bill in from the hallway. I'll call Bill in from the hallway.
Yeah. Bill comes in. He raises a hand as you have taught him and just waves a couple times and puts his hand back down.
So, Kale, if any harm comes to Bill, just know I like him immeasurably more than I like you. Immeasurably. But I think if you use him as, you're trying to return something, I think you'll have a better chance past the gates. So, what do you think about that?
So he does it talk? Does it understand commands?
He understands plenty. I guess I can show him what all Bill can do, so I'll show him bed mode and
Boat mode,
like
toddler mode.
boat mode. Yeah, he's very smart. He's very smart, and he's maybe I shouldn't give him to be honest. I'm having second thoughts. If you want to take him, you should say so now. Otherwise, I'm gonna take backseas.
If he's gonna help me get into the keep, then yeah, I think I should probably have him.
He will, and I think it'll be good for you to have something by your side, so you're not all alone.
Yeah, all right.
He's not very stealthy, so figure it out.
Yeah. You see, Bill says stealth mode, data not found. And yeah, so Kale says, all right, fine. So, do you know when this is gonna go down, so we can at least prepare?
I don't know if it's gonna go down. I don't know when, and I don't even know if. To be honest, I think the plan right now is just to meet at Krunloe Keep. I mean, we go to Krunloe Keep. I think we make a pitch. Is the idea to try to get as much help as we can. I'm not sure if this is even going to happen. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here. There's undead. There's the church. There's this onkeg. There's a lot. And you still want to find these magic items that explain why my face turns all strange.
Well, you said that something happened that never ain't happened before.
Yeah.
So that's worrying me.
Yeah.
'Cause who knows what else these fucking things are thinking of doing.
I just don't know why a book in a library at Krunloe Keep would make me see all those things.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking maybe it's not the book. Alright, maybe it's this place. Maybe something's going on here.
Yeah.
Something with weird fucking magic.
This is the strangest place we've been, and we've been through. And at least there's no demons.
Yeah,
no
some weird
offense.
fucking places, I know. Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I think this is the way to go. I think that Vu and I go to Krunloe Keep. You wait for a bit, and I'll let you know.
Alright.
Or,
I can get acquainted with Bill here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll message you. Vu can message me. See what's going on.
Sounds good. Anything before we leave?
You've been keeping up with your training?
Of course.
Alright, good. Good. You look stronger. He thumps you on the shoulder. Says, good. That's good.
Yeah, not as strong as I was. And I'll turn on my heel and leave.
Nice. Alright, so from there we're gonna take a quick little bio break.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Saucy.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back from your bio break. I hope you had a wonderful bio break, and we are back. So, we are going to go right back to the Grove, where we see Leah and Celia coming back to Aerolith and Mavis and Belle.
Are
Aerolith-
my mom and dad with them? With us?
You can take them if you want.
Yeah, that was my thing when I was like,
Sure.
oh, meet them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I want them to come with.
Yeah. So, Mavis and Belle, you see two elves walk up to you, and they have long, flowing robes that seem to have leaves and roots and plant life. You can't tell if it's woven in or if they're actually just growing out of their clothing.
That's so cool.
But every step they take, the grass gets a little greener and a little thicker. And they walk up to you.
Okay,
Hi-
we're actually
hi.
still in the grass. We never made it past the grass because I just had a lot of stories about
Okay.
grass. So we're still sitting in the grass. Hello.
Okay. I walk up to you guys. Hi. Sorry we took a little detour. But we found my mom and dad. This is my mom and my dad. Everybody. Yeah.
So,
I don't know if I've ever learned their names. I'm gonna be so honest.
I'm glad you asked.
That's why I was like, yeah, these are my mom and dad. I don't know their names.
So, so Leah's mother, she gives a bow. She says, Adamara Thalion, at your service. And her father, he also bows. He says, Othorion Thalion, at your service. I'm gonna type those into chat.
Yes, thank you for my notes.
Adamaria.
My notes, thank you.
So Adamaria Thalion
That's so
is
cool.
Leah's mother, and Othorion
It's very close to mine.
and
Adamaria.
and Othorion Thalion is Leah's father.
How do you spell Thalion?
Thalion. Sorry.
Oh.
Is there not two L's?
Thorian.
Am I
It says on
wrong?
your character sheet there's one.
It
but
is one. Okay.
We can
never
totally
mind.
change
Nope,
that.
it's okay.
Okay.
I just got my own name wrong. It's fine.
I do that sometimes. It's okay.
Fuck yeah, nice.
Okay.
So
And then as soon as they say that, I want to like point. I want to like just like gesture over to Aerolith and be like, "This is Aerolith, the elf I was telling you about."
Aerolith, she stands up, brushes her clothing off, and so you all see Aerolith actually has an expression on her face that you've never seen before, and she's in awe, and she is like completely respectful. She's like, oh my goodness. She's casting prestidigitation on herself. There's grass stains on her butt, and she's like, and she gives a big sweeping bow, and in Elvish, she says, Aerolith Mendelonin, my lord, my lady, it is the greatest honor that this humble Mendelonin may bask in the presence of your light, Lord and Lady Thalion. And Othorion, he says, oh please, that is not necessary. And they're speaking in common. Aerolith seems to only be speaking in Elvish in their presence.
Okay. Okay. And then is she done doing her thing?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll be like, okay, and then this is my friend Belle, which you've met before, and then Mavis as well. This is Mavis.
Hi, Leah. Look, I found a clover. And Belle told me that the four leaf ones are lucky, and the fourth one fell off though, and then she gave this one to me. So it's still lucky. It just lost. It lost a heart.
Oh,
And then also look, I found this. This is grass. And
wow.
I can also make music with it too. Look.
I take the clove and I'm like, I can fix that, and I take it. And this is like one of the only things Leah knows how to really do. It's like her magic. and she puts the clove, like the part that fell off that's on the ground, and she puts it back on, and it just like it all goes back together again.
That's funny. Oh my god, that's so fucking good.
Oh my god.
Is our group inspiration already maxed out?
Lucky.
So
I
funny.
think we might be
We're
one
at
down.
3. Yeah,
All right, now let's add one to that. That was fucking great. Thank you for bringing props, Sage.
Thank you. I thought of it when we went on break. I was like, oh my god, I can run outside.
That's so good. Okay.
Holy shit.
I was gonna say, if you know how to like blow grass between your thumbs, you could do that too. But anyways,
I was gonna do that, but it wouldn't work, so I just hummed.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so I give it back. I'm like, here, I fixed it for you.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Oh, I'm so happy. It's so nice here. I love your house. Or your grass. Thank you.
Both. Yeah. Thank you.
We have worked very hard to cultivate the grove, as it were, harvesting and replenishing the ley lines and the energy of nature far beneath and above and all around. For you see, nature is all around us. And he begins to pontificate. As Leah, you are used to him saying.
Yeah. I'm like, Dad. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh.
Love nature.
Your father loves to speak of nature. Adamaria walks up to you, Belle, and she says, Lady Krunloe, she takes you by the hand, she says, Lady Krunloe, how old are you now?
20. Did we say 23? I wrote it down.
Yeah, I'd say you're
And then
23.
I forgot it.
Yeah, she says, wow, I can't tell, I'm so sorry, humans are such short lifespans, I'll never tell how old you are when...
I feel the same about you.
Oh, you can speak now. Oh, wonderful. It is so good to see you, Lady Krunloe. It is so good to see you. I hope that your skin is still fresh and your...
Mom, come on.
She like looks over and she's like, I'm so sorry, I don't know how to speak to humans sometimes. It's been so long since I've
okay,
spoken
Mom.
to
I
you.
get it, okay?
I'm so
You're
sorry.
good. You're good.
I'm going to go back to growing the grass. And she just turns around and walks away.
Love you, Mom.
Bye.
I love you too. And
So do I.
she says, not so much. And she just walks away. And
I love honesty.
so Othorion, he says, oh, well, now that we have met your friends, I believe it is time for us to go back to work. Unless there is anything else that your friends desire.
So soon?
Oh, alas, our magic is limited to our time here in the grove, providing food for the rest of the city of affliction. But it has been very, very nice to meet you, Lady Krunloe. Please give my regards to your father and your mother and your brother as well.
Sure thing.
Of course.
That's so sweet. My brother will be so happy because usually people forget about him, and it really means a lot to him and also me that you know him and care.
Yeah, my dad never forgets anything.
That is very true.
And I love that about him.
Yeah, I love that about him too. Just thinking back of like all the times I've gotten in trouble because he's remembered things.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, your father says, I remember 30 years ago, Leah picked her nose and wiped it on a tree.
Dad! We don't need to talk about that.
All right, very well. All right, goodbye. And he like melts into the ground and like fades away. And then just kind of like reappears in the center of the garden.
What the hell?
This place is so cool.
At this point, so I'm going to say that you all begin to leave.
Yeah.
Aerolith has just been like muttering in Elvish, just like kind of bowing this whole time. And as soon as your parents leave, she kind of straightens up and she says, all right, shall we?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about that little stint back there, you know.
There's no, we shan't. And she just turns around and begins to walk away.
Okay.
You
I whisper to Belle next to me. I'm like, she's never gonna live that down for me.
you leave the grove and you get to Krunloe Keep. Hex, you and Vu are going to Krunloe Keep as well, correct?
I think we are, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say Vu is familiar with the other 3 companions, because she has met them. So I'm going to say that her message cantrip does work.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
So I'm going to say
message me.
Yeah, all 3 of you get a ping in your head. And she's...
Finally.
She's,
Sorry. People never message me. I'm sorry.
yeah, it says,
Oh my god.
it says, hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Is this thing...
Hello?
Oh, great. This is, I'm Vu, I'm a friend of X, and, we are stuck at the gates. There are 2 humans here that won't let us in, and, we'd be very grateful if you could do that
Is Hex
for us.
with you?
Yeah, he's here. Hex, do you want to say hi?
How does that even work?
Yeah, nah. Yeah, he's here.
And we hear
Yeah.
that? Do we hear him say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell Hex I found some grass and a clover, and I'm gonna show it to him when I see him again. And I'll say hi.
Yeah, right.
And then I look
Oh,
to
but yeah,
Belle
we're
and
coming,
be
I think.
like- I look to Belle and I'm like, should we go?
Yes, let's go. I was thinking initially that I could just like message Flandrix and Finnegan, but I want to see them again, so we're gonna walk to the gate. I'll say back, we're on our way.
Okay, alright, so, you fast travel to the gates, and you let Vu and Kale, and Vu and Hex in through the gates.
And I'll say, good work, Flandrix and Finnegan. Thanks.
Yep.
You guys are so good at your job. I love having you here.
Flanders.
Thank
It
you.
sounds like a
Sounds like
furniture store.
phalanges.
Flandrix and Finnegan.
Yeah,
Oh, it does. Actually.
Oh,
Sound like a
yeah,
story.
Really
yeah.
funny.
sounds like Raymond and Raymore and Flanagan
Raymer.
or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I love them. No matter
One
what.
day I'm gonna start a
Persons.
furniture store in the thoroughfare. Yeah, so you all go to Krunloe Keep. You are met at the gates by... Hertz!
My fave.
Old human man.
Hertz.
He, with his cane, he has a very nice suit on, lots of ruffles, and his cane, which is made out of a sheer metal, seems to be like a cobalt blue, with a crystal at the head of it, and a little metal, sharp tip at the bottom. And he says, "Hello there, Lady Krunloe. It is, as always, a pleasure to see you and all of your friends."
Hi, Hertz. I'm here with my friends again. How are you doing? Where's my dad?
Your father is in the study. And he lowers his voice and leans in. He says, "Did you happen to solve the little puzzle that I had given you?
Yes,
Along
it
with-
was so fun.
Did you enjoy the water?"
Yes, the warm water, which we had mostly, some when it was warm and then some when it was cooler. Fun fact,
Of course.
I think it was Mavis, right? Mavis, one of my friends, Mavis, hates warm water. Dislikes warm water. Oh, it was Kate. Okay.
Mavis
I mean,
loves
sorry,
warm
it was
water.
Leah.
I love warm.
It was opposite. Okay, perfect. My bad. Leah does not
course.
like warm water.
Of course.
But we appreciated it, and the fun thing about warm water is if you just leave it alone for a little bit, it becomes not warm water. So, anyways,
course.
it was so great. Thank you.
Of course. It warms my aged heart to know that you had enjoyed the water and the puzzle. He says, and you had read the message that I had put inside of this puzzle, yes?
We did read it, yes.
Very good. He says, and will you all be staying with us tonight?
Sure thing.
Good.
I mean,
And I'm with them now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hex, you're
okay,
there,
okay,
yeah.
okay. Just wanted to make sure. Sorry.
Yeah. And he says, every time you return from an excursion, you come back with more people.
I think that's how friendship works. You get
Better than coming
one,
back
and
with
then
less.
you have more, right?
The sheer enormity of your friendship is overwhelming, my lady.
In a good way.
In a neutral way, I believe. For when you extend your friendship, those around you that accept it benefit, but I must now check all of them for weapons and dangerous objects. So
They
that
do have weapons and dangerous objects.
I did notice that one of your friends has a sword at his hip,
Yes, he needs that.
and there is a woman next to him that also has a sword at her hip. And
I don't know her very well. She's a new friend, I hope, but she's gonna need that too.
It's like there is an elf with you as well, and a pink lady.
Yep. Both kind of dangerous, but they need all their stuff, so it's okay.
I have a leaf.
He says, "Hello, Mavis." Yes.
Hello. It's nice to see you again.
I've got a rock.
I've got a rock.
So he turns and he begins to walk into the gates.
Can I tell? Like, I just wanted to have a moment with Hertz, or just
Yeah,
like as we're
absolutely.
walking in. I just want to kind of walk up to him and say, "Do you remember the automaton that we left with Bill?" I named him Bill, but I think his proper name was Hold on, I have it here somewhere. Hold on.
Of course.
William Sir Watson.
I believe
Long
his
number.
his numbers his proper name is 58238471996B.
Yes, of course.
He ran into some mechanical troubles. I left him with a friend to repair him. He might be by later. Just letting you know.
This weighs heavily on my heart.
Oh, it's not supposed to.
Oh, all right then. I suppose it does not. This is good then that he is being
Yes.
repaired.
Yes,
and that
very
we
minor,
receive
very very minor repairs.
Oh, very good. And what brings all of you to the keep? And this is as you're all following him.
Oh, we're just gonna talk to Daddy. We've just got a little chit chat to have.
I give an elbow to Vu because I imagine she's reacted quite strongly to somebody saying "daddy," so I'll just like nudge her and just be like,
Yeah, Vu's just like,
"No,
Bless you.
easy."
yeah, all right.
Do you need some water? Hertz, can we
She's
stop by and
fine.
get some water on the way?
She'll be fine. She doesn't need water. She just needs to contain
Okay.
herself.
So as you're walking, you notice. So, Hertz, he says, "I must warn you that Master Krunloe is in a foul mood today.
Oh no. What?
Yes.
Why? What happened?
He is currently speaking with the low sheriff and the high sheriff in his quarters.
Oh,
Both of them
fuck.
together?
Oh.
Yes.
They don't like each other, I think.
No, they do not. And
Oh.
they have made a bit of a mess, it would seem.
Like physically? Are they
Ah.
messy eaters? Or
I think we should just go check it out. Let's walk a little bit
I think we should give them
faster.
some space.
No. I want to know what they're talking about. Why are they together? Why is this happening?
So
we
you,
left
did-
Willow Sheriff in
we-
Corpse Town, didn't we?
Yeah, we left him. That's why I'm like, I want to
Yeah,
go.
we did abandon him back there.
Abandoned is not the right word. He was not interested in going into the tunnels with us.
Well, yeah, we said we'd be back. We never went back.
No, he didn't. I don't think he. I thought I just told them to stay behind. I don't think that they had an affinity either way.
I think. Well, I think he was. I guess I'm just assuming because he had reservations about like even going into Corpse Town. I don't know.
That's
think
true.
he's thrilled.
Yeah. But
yeah,
I
that's
told
fair.
them both to stay back.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how about this, Hertz? What if we all just walk by the study, and if things seem incredibly heated, maybe we can go have some tea first and then go talk to Daddy? Because I think that we have a plan to pitch and to discuss with him, and I really do think that we need him on in a not his worst ever mood to do that. So maybe we can just do like a walk by. And actually, you know what, on further thought, I would really like some tea regardless, so I think that we should have a tea pause before we go talk to him anyways. So
very well. So you walk by the study, and I will so the door gets flung open.
Ooh.
And you see there are, so I'll pull them up on screen. Waites Krunloe at the center.
that's my dad.
Yeah.
Daddy for real.
Sheriff Farnham to the right, the low sheriff, and the. Oh my God.
Sorry.
I mean,
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
ooh, oh, you have to wrangle yourself.
Yeah. So you see the low sheriff and the high sheriff. The door gets flung open by one of the automatons, and you hear you hear Waites Krunloe. He says, "Now get out of my office." And the two of them walk out. The high sheriff looks. They both recognize.
I was gonna
The
say,
four
what are
of
they
you.
gonna say?
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is as the automaton closes the door behind them. Hello, Sheriff. You notice that he has a pair of glasses in his hand. That you recognize them as Xavier's glasses.
No.
Oh.
The High Sheriff, he looks at all of you and he says, "Well, now, did y'all come here for me?"
No.
Not
Why
at all,
would we be here for
actually.
you?
Or here
Larry.
with my dad.
Why are you here?
He says, "I'm here because we've been getting some strange news coming from downtown, and I was saying to Lord Krunloe that it ain't my problem, it ain't my fault. It's this fucker over here." And
Whoa.
Sheriff Farnham
Hang on a moment. I don't
Sheriff
think we
Farnham,
should
like-
name call.
reaches for his wand.
And I don't think we should use those inside.
Whoa.
Or outside, actually. I think we should be kind to one another, in fact. Just a general thought. Anyways.
And I want to look over at the low sheriff and say, why are you here?
So he says, "I was called up to explain why these afflicted keep coming up outside of the city. And, well, I was actually trying to tell your father that you were going around. I took you all inside of Corpse Town. He didn't like that very much."
What happened
Yeah.
to Xavier?
So he looks down at his hand, which he seems to just notice is holding the glasses, and he says, "He turned."
What? How is that possible? He was like recently, you know.
It can happen
Corpse
at
Town.
any time.
But isn't it usually later?
Depends.
It changes all the time. And,
So what happened to him?
How did you make it out?
He says, "With this," and he pulls his coat back, and you see his wand. He says, "I've taken out so many afflicted in my days as sheriff.
What happens to them?
When they turn?
Yeah, and then after that.
Well, when they turn, their eyes completely red, even more than before. They become truly the corpses that they are. And they are mindless killers, killing machines. And then when they're taken out, they fall. Their bodies don't disappear anymore. And he tucks the glasses in his pocket, like inside of his coat. He says, "I'm sorry.
Us too.
I had to get out."
Well, you said that there were more undead like popping up in the city. Which city? Both?
He says, they keep more and more of them are approaching the walls of Waites Krunloe.
Did we see any on our way in?
So you're at the gates of Krunloe. So the walls of Waites Krunloe, actually, I'll
Oh, there's a different.
They're by the
map,
Lostera.
so the walls.
Oh, that's right.
are,
Sorry, that's the.
separating
I
corpse
see. I
from
see. I
stone.
see.
Yeah, no worries.
There's a lot of
my
Krunloe
bad.
stuff around here.
A lot of Krunloe stuff. They love naming stuff after themselves.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
Oops.
the high sheriff, he lights up a dart, which is a cigarette,
Damn.
and he lights it
Inside?
up. What?
Inside?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a face. I'm gonna do this.
Start doing this.
And
He,
shake my head.
He blows it like away from you, and he says, "Yeah, well, I've been trying to tell your daddy that there ain't room for all these undead. I think we need to go down, take care of it."
What do you mean by take care of it?
Well, I mean that we really can't afford to keep defending these walls.
What do you mean?
I mean that eventually they all turn anyway.
Yes, and what is the point that you're trying to make? What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that we deal with this problem before it becomes a problem.
Sir, we need a straight answer here. You're
Yeah.
giving us loopholes, politician answers. We need a straight answer. What do you mean?
It sounds like he wants to kill them all.
Farnham says, yes, that's exactly what he wants, and that is why I'm trying to get this pissant out of office.
They're people. We can't just kill them. We've been there. We met Xavier, and he was great.
That's right. We can't do this. And the High Sheriff says, you know why? You know why he really cares about this?
Because he's a good guy.
No.
Right?
Because he's fucking robbing them once they're gone.
Is
What
that
do you
true?
mean?
Like of money?
He says, y'all ever see a body fade? Y'all ever see somebody die and go to corpse town?
Yes, we all have seen that, yes.
What happened to their possessions?
I didn't look.
Well, they go. Anything you're holding when you die comes with you.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah, mighty convenient. If you turn, and if someone takes you out. What do you think, Farnham? How do you think he got all that fancy stuff in his office?
I don't recall any fancy stuff in his office, if I'm being completely honest, and I mean no offense.
Sometimes. Who knows if he's waiting for him to turn? Maybe he killed your friend.
No, he wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Can I get
Who
an
knows?
insight? Can I get an insight check on the two of them?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
19.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
they're both hiding things from each other and from you guys.
Do I get a sense of
That's
what?
helpful.
You get the feeling that so as far as vibe checks go, Farnham looks a bit nervous, especially after having these accusations leveled at him.
Okay.
And the both of them are reaching for their wands. High Sheriff seems very arrogant, but it is clearly a front. He knows that whatever happened in that office, he is losing ground.
Okay. So they're both reaching for their wands now?
Yeah.
I'll move out of the way.
Hertz?
Hertz stomps his cane on the floor, and there seems to be some kind of like thaumaturgy spell where it's like a loud boom. And he says, "Gentlemen, need I remind you that the use of combative magic indoors is prohibited?" And the two sheriffs stop what they're doing. They pull their coats back over their wands, and they both kind of storm in opposite directions.
Well, that was tense, and I think my dad is probably gonna want to take a little rest, a little break before he hears from us.
Belle,
So
I think we should follow. I think we should go talk to each of them separately before we come back together.
sure. Yes. Should we split up or?
Yeah. I'll take Mavis.
It's on Farnham.
Yeah, it's the low sheriff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mavis, come with me. We'll talk to the low sheriff.
Okay.
So, yeah, I want to pull Vu and Mavis to go talk to the low sheriff.
Okay. Yeah. And then Belle and Leah will talk to the high sheriff.
Sure.
Aerolith is with us.
Mavis, you know the low sheriff, right?
I do. Yes.
Okay, I let you lead the way.
Aerolith says, "I am more comfortable waiting outside of the office."
Who says that?
I'm not comfortable with you waiting without us, so you can come with us.
She says, "I will have Celia with me. There is no need to worry. I will not be by myself."
You both should come with us.
Okay, let's go.
Aerolith is just muttering, "That's a waste of my time." And so
can
you
hear you.
kind of go off. She says, "I know." And so
I
you
know.
so we'll start with Mavis and Hex and Fu. The three of you go to Sheriff Farnham.
Yeah.
You catch him as he's storming off, right as
Okay.
he is exiting through the eastern exit of the building.
Okay.
And he says, "Yeah, oh, hey, Mavis."
Hey, Farnham, what's going on? What was he talking about in there?
He says, "The High Sheriff he'll say anything, that smug bastard, to get me out. He wants control, he just doesn't like me very much, I guess."
I guess, but I guess like I'm still confused about what happened to Xavier. Like I
Well,
know that he turned, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. You're still holding on to his glasses, so it feels like it was a little bit more than that.
Well, he wasn't using them anymore. So I figured I would just hold on to them.
So is what Sheriff Tim, right? His name's Tim?
Yeah.
Is what Sheriff Tim has said is correct. You take the possessions of Tarnished? What are their shit? What are their names?
The Afflicted.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Shoving in other game lore. I'm sorry.
He
So
says,
is what Tim said was true? That you take the possessions of the Afflicted after they've died the second time?
"Well, yeah. They're not using them anymore. We have a good thing going down with Corpse Town."
But
To what end?
Well, it helps us provide for the constabulary, for Swedgen. He said, "Mavis, do do you remember growing up and there was a blanket for you, extra bowl of food?
Yeah?
We take things. I have a deal. All right. With those inside of Corpse Town, there are some that we talk to, and they have their network. I don't know how it works in there, but someone comes up, someone comes in, someone comes out with the things, the possessions of the afflicted that turn. We take those, and we provide them to the community, or we sell them.
But you said you don't know who goes in to do the...
One of my boys. It's a good system.
I guess. But is there any truth to you, like, keeping the items? Like, you keeping stuff for yourself, just...
He says, look, everyone gets a cut. Alright?
Who's everyone?
Well, there's people at the top. There's people that work, that do it. People that go back and forth, risking their lives going inside of Corpse Town. Alright, so before the afflicted are turned through the gate of rest for their final jump, they take their possessions off them. That was the deal. Or at least it was. It's been kind of light lately.
So when you said that was the deal, was it the deal that you had, like, with the Church of the Living, for example? Like, what was like the structure for Corpse Town that you were like, who are you talking to specifically for this?
Well, people that we talk to, no afflicted stays sane for very long. I assume that they have some kind of system inside where they send an afflicted out that doesn't seem like they're gonna turn. But it's been going on for a while. It's been going good for a while. Long time.
Since I was a kid. That's so odd.
And so back there, what happened? What happened in the room?
Waites Krunloe. He just wants his power. He just wants his control. He doesn't like what we do down on the lower plateau, but he doesn't understand that things are different down there. We don't have the Grove. We don't even have Ankeg sometimes. The Bullocks, they get their first shot at the Ankeg. EB's exchange, he does the cooking, he cuts it up, pays off people. But what do we have? We don't have anything. We just have Corpse Town. We have afflicted that turn and want to rip us limb from limb. And now we have this Church of the Living? Now we have a good deal with the people of Corpse Town. They give us what we need to survive in Schwedgen. And we take our little patchwork of all kinds of dirty things and we make a life out of it. And we provide for our people. And if the Krunloes and that piece of shit sheriff don't approve of that, that's not my problem. They can come down instead of calling me up here and see what it's like. Mavis, you understand.
I do, actually.
we're gonna cut to the other side, where the High Sheriff is storming down the hallway, and we see Belle and Leah. I'm gonna say, Leah, you get there first. You're probably the most athletic.
I was gonna say I'm gonna be like running.
Yeah,
with
you
this
run.
guy.
You cut him off easily, and you stop him, and he comes up short.
Can I ask a quick question?
Absolutely,
to this?
yeah.
Where is Hertz?
Hertz is standing at the door. He says, "I'm not chasing anyone."
Yeah, I was gonna...
Actually, I'm going to say Aerolith is like, "Can't I just stay with this very old man?"
Now
No.
that you called him very old, no. We're going.
So you catch up to the sheriff. And he says,
Okay.
"All right. Y'all gonna jump in front of me? What's going on now?
I mean,
Haven't
I
got
kinda
enough of a
did.
tongue lashing from your father."
Yeah. We've got some questions for you.
Such as,
Great question. Belle,
I don't know.
what do you have to ask him?
Oh, sure. Before I say anything aloud, I am distracted a little because I would like to cast message. Sorry.
Are you saying that, or like?
No, I'm not saying it out
What?
loud. I'm
Oh,
saying
okay,
it to
alright.
you.
Oh, okay.
I'm in
okay.
the middle. This calling me into chat probably happens while I'm casting message, just so you know. So I want to do
Okay.
that, and then I will. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah. What's your message?
I'd like to cast message to Hertz
Okay.
and say, "Hi, it's me, Belle. I really think we need to talk before we all go talk to my dad. Please."
25 words exactly. Very nice, Belle.
Wow.
He replies, "I am glad that you sent me this message. I would like to meet in the library tonight, or perhaps whenever you are done."
I think
Please.
that's 25. Oh, sick. Ooh, that's so good. Okay. Okay, so then I'm coming out of that with the like Belle, and I'm like, "Oh, yes, hello. Sorry." Even though I have been doing my athletic training, running still sometimes takes it out of me. It's kind of impressive how that still happens. Anyways, hello.
Hello.
Sheriff. I'm Belle.
Oh, I remember. I'm quite busy and I'm quite irate. So, y'all got anything else to say to me? I'm gonna leave.
Quite irate
we
is
do
hilarious.
actually. I'm so sorry to hear that you're irate. We could have some tea, but I think this is probably maybe a quicker chat than that. Why do you think? Like, what's your issue with the low sheriff? Tell us what this is really about.
What's my issue with the low sheriff?
Yes.
His laxity with zombies living in our city,
So,
and he's
what do you...
profiting.
Sure, but don't you think that wouldn't the best solution to be to work together? I don't understand why you have so much, like, you're not interested in collaboration, and so far the only solution I've heard from you is just to kill everyone, and those are real people down there. I know we stay up here. I think Xavier was really the first person that I spoke to in Corpse Town, but I did speak to him, and I'm not sure if you've spoken to people like that, but they're real people, and I find it hard to believe that you genuinely think we could just kill them.
They might look like real people, but they died. The real people died.
Yes, but they talk like real people. They have thoughts and dreams and aspirations like real people. They're hungry like real people. They like music like real people. They want to visit their favorite places in town like real people, and they can't because we keep them down there. And now you think we should kill them as well?
So
Is that
he
really
says,
what you believe?
He says, I want to do a little thought experiment with you. And he opens
I
his
love
coat,
thinking.
takes his wand out, and points it directly at your face. And he says, I want you to assume...
I'm smiling still.
Yeah. So, he says, I want you to pretend for a second that at any second, I could snap and point this and shoot you in the face.
I don't believe you would.
And he just, like flips it and puts it back in his holster. And he says, you don't believe I would?
No.
Well, that's good, because I won't. I ain't gonna.
I know. And thank
Immediately folds.
So,
Fucking immediately
Smart.
gets his bluff called.
Oh my god.
Holy
I'm
No.
like
shit.
not even sweating. I'm like totally,
yeah.
totally.
He says, well, yeah, because I'm in control of my brain, I'm in control of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But if I died, and I reappear in Corpse Town, ain't no way that you could know for sure.
I have another thought experiment. Ooh, this is so fun. I'm so glad you suggested this. Okay. You're alive, not dead, never been dead. You've heard of magic, I assume, right?
Yeah?
Imagine this, if you will. You're under some sort of influence of magic, and you are acting not of your own will. You're being controlled by someone else. That's a thing that can happen with magic. It's super scary. I don't like that that exists, but it does. Anyways, you're not dead, and I know you're not dead, and I've never seen any magic controlling you. And yet, you could do something that's not of your own mind. Something that you would never, ever do if you were in control of yourself. What's the difference between someone who's under the influence of magic or, I mean, who knows what? People have, there's all kinds of crazy stuff out there, just saying. Anyways, what's the difference between that and them?
So are you saying that you know what causes an afflicted to turn?
No, I'm just saying that your argument was that when an afflicted person turns, they're out, like, they could do something as wild as you shooting me right here, right now. And I'm saying that there are other reasons why people could do that, and we don't kill them for it, so we shouldn't kill afflicted people. Yeah. Also, the afflicted people who haven't turned yet aren't killing people willy-nilly.
But
So
they will.
I'm not actually sure if your thought experiment is as strong as you think it is.
We
Yes,
are
but
guaran-
you'll kill people too.
I will kill an afflicted if it shows up
Exactly.
here.
And where does it end?
That's basically where it ends.
I'm not too sure.
He says, look, this is neither here nor there, alright? My point is, Farnham, he's profiteering off of these ticking time bombs.
But is he killing people that are not yet turned? Is that what you're really suggesting?
I mean, who knows, maybe? Do you know?
Also, if you want to kill everyone who is also not yet turned, what would you do with their stuff?
I don't know, I ain't done that. My
Okay.
point is,
I just am sensing a lot of holes in your theories and plans. So, I think we should all thought experiment some more.
he says, I'm too busy for a thought experiment right now.
What are you busy with?
I gotta go do high sheriff stuff.
Like what? What you doing?
So I
Isn't
ain't
this a
gonna
high sheriff thing?
I ain't
This
gonna explain
conversation?
the intricacies of my job to you,
Okay.
Lady
Well, you're
Krunloe.
making it very much seem like there aren't any, Mr. High Sheriff. So,
Got him.
Leah's just standing back, just being like,
Yeah, I'm literally just like listening. I'm just like,
uh,
I'm gonna say that with a big smile.
he says, all right, look, all I'm gonna say on this is that they are a danger to everyone, and no one seems to fucking understand it but me. Not Farnham, not your daddy, not you, not anyone else here. They are coming. All right, there's something going on down there. I don't know what it is. I have the feeling Farnham knows what it is. Ain't no one doing nothing about it though. Alright, this Church of the Living? You saw them out there. They got up here. One of them turned. Could have killed a whole lot of people. Were it not for all of us, just happened to be there. Pretty dang lucky if you ask me.
What if we can find out what's making them do this? What would you say then?
I'd say that that's what I talked to y'all about in the first place.
Well, yes. Well, yes. Okay. Okay, listen.
So what changed between then and now when you're suggesting we kill everyone?
Why are you so genocidal about this, sir?
Yeah.
So y'all came into my office, and I said, I need y'all to get to the bottom of this.
And you gave us what, 48 hours?
No, y'all vanished. And then next thing I hear, Farnham let y'all into Corpse Town?
Yeah, we're getting to the bottom of it. Where do you think it would start? Where would the bottom be if not literally in Corpse Town? Where
Did y'all find anything?
Well,
Yeah, we did.
you haven't even stopped to
actually.
ask until just now. And yes, we did also, yes.
Alright, well fine. What did y'all find then?
Perfect. Okay, I think the best course of action is going to be for us to regroup after a break for tea, because I don't know about you, but I always feel loads better and way calmer after I have a little bit of tea. So I think we stop and we have some tea and also maybe some snacks. Are you feeling hungry? Anyways, and then we can all regroup together. Me and you and the low sheriff and my daddy, and everyone comes back together and we can come up with a plan all together and we can present our information, and I think you're really going to be interested and you should be there. So, yeah. Tea
Leah.
first.
So, Leah, as this is happening, I would like you to roll me a perception check, please.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because I was gonna say, what are Aerolith and Celia doing during this? Because they're with us.
Yeah, so you noticed that... So actually, I'm going to roll something really quick.
No, don't do it.
Don't do this to me right now. I swear.
Roll badly.
Oh shit,
Oh
alright,
my
so that was not
God.
20.
What?
Alright, so Leah, you notice at the end of all of this, you notice that as all of this is going on, at the end of when Belle says, okay, and then, we'll all get together, and, you and me, and, Leah, and Daddy, and everyone, you notice, when you look at Aerolith, that she's standing very still and just looking at what's going on. And she isn't even blinking.
Okay.
And you walk up to her, and you go to put your hand on her shoulder, and you go right through it.
Ah, this bitch.
It is an illusion.
Oh.
Oh my god.
What about Celia?
Celia's there. Celia's still there.
Yeah. Did she notice Aerolith leave?
And
Why didn't you say something?
Celia just hasn't moved. She just stopped
Okay.
still. Her face an implacable mask.
Okay.
I'd like to cast message. Wait, do you notify me?
Yeah, I was gonna. Can I say something?
Sure.
Really quick. Okay, I do that, and as soon as my hand passes through her, I go, Belle.
I'll whip
She's-
my head around.
She's gone.
I'd like to cast message to Aerolith. And
Yep.
say
Do us in the other party see anything or notice anything?
we're like.
Um,
I don't really have a sense of
oh
space.
yeah, did she go?
for
Did she
where
go
we are.
towards you?
So this is happening while all of you are talking to Farnham.
Okay.
And
Let's all have. Okay,
you-
okay, that makes sense.
I'll say as you finish up that part of the conversation, you hear
Yeah.
a door close.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast message and say Aerolith to Aerolith. Hello, it's me, Belle. Stop where you are right now. I'm not messing around.
I guess I'll pull away from the conversation and go toward the door closing. I mean, our conversation was pretty much.
Pretty much the same length, roughly. Belle, you don't get an answer.
Okay, I'm gonna cast message to Hex.
Okay.
And also to Mavis.
Thank you.
Actually, I'm gonna cast message to Mavis first and say, "Hi, Mavis, it's Belle. I'm sorry that I don't message you all the time. It's so good to message you. I think you're so cool." And then I'm gonna cast message to both of them and say, "Unfortunately, Aerolith is on the loose."
On the
You
loose.
stopped and said that. That's so funny. She's on the loose.
She's on the loose.
And
Aerolith is on the
that's
loose.
Me, it's me, Belle. That's who this is from. That's all.
Jesus.
Can
Farnham. Yeah, no, good.
Can I start running towards like the other way, trying to get a trace of like where she is? Like as soon as I tell Belle, like I'm gone. Like while she's
you
casting
go.
magic, I'm gone. I'm trying.
Yeah.
to
I'm
find
gonna
her.
stay standing here for a moment, but you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Leah, you're sprinting down the hallway,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. So Leah, you're running down the hallway. You push past the High Sheriff. You push past Celia. So you don't push
Hertz?
past Celia. You skirt past Celia, and you run.
Right,
And
that would
Hertz
never-
is standing. Hertz is standing in the center of the hallway. Says, Lady Thalion, what is the matter?
Aerolith's gone, and I just keep running.
So as you run down, Hertz says, "No, she is not." Where?
Wait. What do you mean?
So you stop and you turn around. He says, "She had spoken to me and asked me to open the door to speak to Lord Krunloe."
Why would you let her do that without us?
He kind of looks down for a second. He says, "I don't know."
Well, of course she fucking casted a spell on you. And I want to sprint towards that door as soon as he says that.
Door.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna say, Hex, you hear this. Mavis, you hear this. Belle, you hear this. Well, the three of you. Three of you are also coming in, or waiting?
In one moment, I'm going
Okay.
to turn my head back once more to the High Sheriff and smile and say, "I might look sweet and young and naive, but I'm not. If you point that thing at me one more time, you're gonna regret it." And then I'm gonna turn and run.
Oh my god. So you run in. Hex, Mavis as well?
Yeah.
Alright.
Sure.
Okay. So you all run
Hex
towards
strolls.
this door. You open the door, and you see Aerolith standing and Waites Krunloe standing. Aerolith and him are shaking hands.
Okay.
And
That's
she
this
says-
goddamn music. I thought it...
she says, "I believe we have an accord." And Waites Krunloe says, "Let's become real rich."
Ah,
God damn it.
motherfucker.
And that's where we'll end for tonight.
No!
Great job,
That's
everybody.
That's fucked up of you.
Not even that's so fucked up, but you still timed it perfectly, even with
Yeah.
with
Us doing
with us being like,
Actually,
yeah, I guess I'll
flip my hair
run.
around one more time.
like what?
Well, great job, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, great job, Tyler.
Thanks, Em.
Everyone, a moment for Tyler, please, and
Oh my
his
God.
fucked up
This-
timing and his fucked up
big.
little accord.
Oh my
Ah.
god.
Great.
Ah, damn it! And I said to her,
Yeah, great job, everyone. Let's do bond changes. We'll do it in the opposite order of our fun facts. So we'll start with Leah. Any bond changes for you?
Yeah. Okay. A lot happened, okay? Listen. She's so glad that she saw her dad and mom again. It was great. That was amazing. She loves them. Great. Awesome. Cool. Okay. Cut back to me last time saying, "Hey, I think I trust Aerolith a little bit more now. She talked to me about this stuff and everything." Rewind to now, or come back to now. I am so pissed off at her right now. Seeing her do that like at the end really just like restored my mistrust in her before, honestly, because why are you gonna go behind our backs like that? I understand that you wanted to do it so quickly, but like, why are you gonna go behind our backs like that? Anyways, after I just introduced you to my family, nonetheless, and you were all buddy with them. Anyways, it's hard. So yeah, I don't like that. Celia, I want to cry. I am so sad about her. But I think now that she knows this, now that Leah knows this, she's definitely going to keep watch on her, like eat like so much more so, like watch her like a hawk, like at all times, make sure that she's okay. Still gonna keep that like between the four of them for right now about what's going on with her. Four of them being my parents, me and Celia, about what's going on with her, just because she doesn't want to raise anything, and also she doesn't want to bring it up to Celia because Celia's thinking about something else right now, and it just like she's still going for that, so I still want to keep her thinking about that rather than her death. Anyways, with the group, the core group, still like so like tight with everybody. You know, everybody's great, and Leah's very much enjoying her time with everybody, and is especially very thankful to Belle, like from taking everyone along with her while I took Celia up. That was very nice. So very thankful for that. Anyone else? Hertz. I feel like Hertz is like everyone's like older like grandpa in this, so she just like she loves him. And the high and low sheriff, she's very untrustworthy of both of them. Like she's so like she doesn't want to take like any of their stuff, so that's why she was like she knew that she would get like more like emotional about it if she spoke about it, so she's like, Belle, what do you have to say? Because if I say anything, it's not gonna be good. There's that. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. I don't think so. But yeah, that's all.
Nice. All right, great. Thank you, Leah. Belle, you're next. Any bond changes for you?
You bet. I think like again, as always, the core group is like same like as close as always. Like I think there's nothing, I don't know, like there's nothing changing that. Like we're still really, really close and working really well together.
Hold on. Sunday, put Belle on. Okay.
Thank you.
Go.
Cool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no changes with the core group. We're still working super well together, and I think it's just like, you know, yeah, it's all really good. I think bond changes, I don't think that Belle, I think that it's been like a downward trend in general with Aerolith. And so that was, but I don't know, like Belle is really one to decide to trust people. So I think like even with everything, it was still surprising and really disappointing that Aerolith, like, I don't know, like kind of betrayed us again, I feel like, in a sense. I don't know. I would think. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, not great with Aerolith. And I think also, I think like the thing that is on Belle's mind right now in terms of like relationships and like bonds with other people is that, again, like Belle is really sensitive to people, like a couple of things. One, to people lying, and two, to people lying, like people kind of like taking advantage of other people, in particular people who like trust them, because she is a trusting person, and that's like an intentional choice, and so she doesn't like it when people take advantage of that. Okay, anyways, and I think that like Belle has been trying to remain optimistic and open about the possibility of like a positive path forward with Aerolith and also with her dad. And I think that like Aerolith, her dad, and also the fucking high sheriff all in within a few moments, I think did things that specifically, Belle feels like they all took advantage of the fact that she is a trusting person. And, oh, she's pissed. She's pissed. And I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel maybe she's taking things a little bit personally. But, yeah, all three of those people, I think she is specifically mad at. Thank you.
Yeah. No, that's great. Awesome. Thank you, Belle. Hex, you are next. Are there any bond changes for you?
No bond changes with the main cast.
Oh,
no.
sorry. Before you start, Belle, I was like, she was like, I might be nice, but
That was good. I like
kill
that.
Yeah,
I was like,
that was great.
Thank
All right,
you. I
sorry.
had to sneak that in. That's how
Yeah.
she's feeling.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, Hex. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. Fine.
It's fine.
No, I don't think the Hex really had many bond changes this episode. I think everything stayed sort of status quo for him. I think everybody that he distrusted turned out to be distrustful, and yeah. So everything's kind of like, oh, Swendelamine, she turned out to do something shady. I'm shocked. So I think Hex is mostly just trying to like. I think Hex is slowly realizing that these young people mean something to him, and is just trying to like make sure they don't get hurt by all the wild stuff that's happening around them. I guess around us, but yeah. And R.I.P. fucking Xavier, man, dang,
I know.
that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that about sums it up for Hex this episode.
Nice. All right, thank you, Hex.
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, Mavis, him. Any bond changes for you?
So, same thing. None with like the core group. I do feel like the slightest bit more, I guess, close to Leah, just because I like meeting people's families and things, but I'm not like anything that's like super. Yeah, and then like, oh, that was so cool. Like, what the heck? Like, oh my gosh, it's so cool to watch stuff grow. Like, love nature. So that part was pretty cool, but it wasn't like super a super different change. It was mostly just like, okay, continuing to like strengthen that friendship. Back on the roller coaster of I cannot say that woman's name.
Aerolith.
Thank you. So like, okay, I want her to like me. Actually, I don't really care because she's kind of mean. Oh wait, no, she's really nice. Wait, no, she's not. She's like she's actually a liar. And so it's kind of like, it feels like it's just more of like a roller coaster feeling with her. So I'm really disappointed because I really did want to like her and I wanted her to like me because I thought she was really smart. And now I'm kind of like, well, now after my friends told you specifically what the plan was and you went behind their back, I think it's like more of a, I'm not going to trust you anymore, but also I don't like you. And there's not a lot of people that Mavis just doesn't like, but like having a group of people like come together to like try to meet you eye to eye with something, and then you just like go behind them to do what you want is kind of like not okay, especially like this group of people. So I'm upset about that. And also it was just weird. It was like a very weird exchange that we saw, like that final moment of like, oh, let's make a lot of money. It's like, hold on now. Weren't you just like not really talking shit, but kind of talking shit about the fact that the Krunloes are like money hungry or want control over everything? It was just weird. So I'm like, oh, this is not okay at all. But other than that, everything else I think is very normal. Just vibing, just existing here.
Yeah. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, great job, everyone. That was awesome. Yeah, great session. Very excited to see what happens next.
Yeah.
Arc 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, that'll be
Dang.
great. Yeah, nice. Alright, great. I'll see you all
Yeah.
Next time.
Bye-bye.
Woo! Bye.